Come on. Let's go. Come on, buddy boy. Let's go. Come on. Oh man, I'll tell you what. This weather sucks. Weather sucks. It's supposed to be snow. It's rain. Usually be like 4 feet of snow right here. And I thought I'd put on the chain, see if I could get higher up this valley, maybe find a spot without fog. Kind of worked a little bit, but yeah, this weather really sucks. But I can't stand being inside. I don't know how people do it when they sit inside some drip rock box and flash up a frickin' video camera and do whatever they do. I can't do it. It just drives me insane. But I guess maybe I'll do that pretty soon with what I was mailed to me to share with you about the killings, the shootings of Sasquatch given to me, investigated thoroughly by the late great Bobby Short. I'll have to do that when I get time and do it inside. And they're quite lengthy. So, but anyways, I'm up at Sioux Valley again. You can Google it, S-O-O, between Whistler and Pemberton. And I don't know, I can hunt in this weather all day as long as I'm dry enough or warm enough. And what else can I do? I can steelhead fish in this weather all day long, easy. Would I go to work in this weather? No. Gotta be crazy to do that, right? But anyway, it's pouring rain. It was just semi-drizzling when I left, but whatever. It's better than being inside. I'm gonna see what I can get shared with you guys right now. It is kind of funny. I mean, how many of these do you guys need? I mean, this can go on for frickin' ever, right? But obviously, there's interest. It's honest knowledge sharing. It helps the people that are writing in. So there's a motivation to do it. But I don't know. It's just endless. It's endless, right? As long as people are going outside, this is going to happen. But anyways, listen to this one. Well, shit, you talked me into it. I'm a disabled veteran. I've seen shit and been back through shit. Back 20 years ago at my parents' house, I lived in the woods. Guns, dogs, and me. They live in a small river in the thumb of Michigan. I had a giant Malamute with me, my best friend. At the furthest part of the property, we were just enjoying the river and walking. I noticed something like a brown bear running up the bank of the river on the other side. My dog didn't react, but I thought nothing of it. After a while, I did think about it and told my parents. I always saw all the wildlife, but it was different. I didn't know what it was, and neither did they. I always thought about it, and though brown bears aren't in Michigan, not a dog or a wolf or anything I can honestly point to is around 6 feet. This summer, I visited my kids, and we met all my family up there. The neighbors had a pond next to the river, like right there. So every day we took the kids down to fish. With me being the main outdoor guy, I like fishing, everything, so I set some bank lines to get the snapping turtles and relocate them. The neighbors really appreciated it. So we stayed up late one night, and after everyone went to bed, I figured I'd check the lines. So without worry, I set out just with a flashlight. It's my woods. I grew up there. I know literally almost every tree and rock. I'm a combat vet, so I can't stop being vigilant, paying attention to all things. It's about 300 meters down to the end of the property. Halfway down, I thought, wow, I never go out without a dog or a gun, but hey, it'll be fine. So at about 200 meters, I felt real uneasy and started to smell of rancid meat and kept going. Now, I've listened to you and David Pliers for a while at that point, but I figured it's in my backyard. As I got further, all sound cut out. Nothing. Then, wow, my heartbeat. So effing loud it hurt. I stopped and I heard my mind screaming, run. All the hair stood up on end. I felt like a mouse in a snake pen. It was crazy. Then I felt the need to escape. I don't know how to even explain it. The intense urge and adrenaline to boot, to bolt. What the F? Run! I turned around and ran. I was the fastest runner in my battalion. As I ran, I heard it behind me or next to me. All I thought was get home, jump in the door, grab gun and shoot. I've been shot and blown up. I've never been that scared, ever. As I jumped through the door, the dogs flipped. Wow, I made it. My parents heard me and woke up asking what happened. I told them they believed all of it, as they follow you as well. A couple days I checked the lines and one of them was straightened. It was 1/8 inch spring steel. What the hell? I told my wife and she thought I was crazy. And well, mocked me. So my best friend bought a house upriver a couple miles from my parents. So we went over to visit and she told all of them how nuts I was. They believed me. They went on to tell of all the giant prints they have found down by the river and all the odd things they have seen and heard living there. And different stories they heard. That got her scared. She's a total believer now. Sorry this shit is so long. Thank you for what you do. You're no shit helping people and bringing out the truth. Keep it up. Moral of the story, take guns and dogs. And no, it's not just us out there. Be safe. Semper Paratus. Sean Lynch. Thanks, Sean. Thanks for that email, man. Thanks for your service. I'm glad you survived. I hope PTSD isn't too big of an issue for you. It's a shit-eating after effect from going to combat, from what I gather. And there you go. As you've probably heard in all these other emails, and your military brothers and sisters, every single one of you make mention that it's more of a terrifying feeling than you've ever had in your life. And to all you people out there who haven't experienced this and haven't been in combat or haven't been faced down by a charging grizzly bear or whatever, just think about how intense that fright is, man. That is some intense shit. And to all you spouses out there who automatically go to calling your spouse crazy or not believing them, what are you thinking? What are you thinking? You married that person because they have your back at all costs. You are supposed to be your spouse's safe place of all places on the planet, right? So make sure you play that role. And I'm going to say this as politely as I can, but get your head out of your ass when it comes to something your spouse is telling you while they're vibrating, shaking, looking in the eye. I mean, what more do you need, right? I know it's a hard thing to wrap your noodle around, but you have to. You have to open up your brain, see through the bullshit we're being fed since day one, and help everybody, yourself and all your family and all your children and everybody around you realize that we're being lied to and this shit is going on. It's going on. Why else would I stand here repeating all these emails and reading them out? I've seen them. Your husband here, your boyfriend, sorry. I've seen them. Your spouses have seen them here. And there's nothing you can say to make that stop or go away. There's nothing. You can't. And to you too, again, sir, make sure you say hi. I'm saying hi to your parents right now. And thanks for following the channel. I hope you too are sharing this knowledge with everybody you can, including your grandchildren, nephews, nieces, everybody, all right? Just make sure you share this knowledge, okay? And if they have a tough time swallowing it verbally from you, just show them the channel, show them a handful of these videos from various people around the planet, and get this knowledge out there and help get people's lives and respect back, all right? That's very, very important at this stage of the game. Forgot to lock the exposure on the story back. The grief of being so low. All right, what else do we got? Hello, it's taken me 20 years or so to share my story. My husband and I moved to Indiana from Michigan in the late 80s. We have 4 kids. The older 2 were in college at the time of my story. It was either January 99 or January 2000. We were almost home from taking the second child back to school after Christmas break. My husband and I were out riding in the front of our van. Our preschooler, or kindergartner, was in the back asleep. We looked out in front of us and there was one of the biggest creatures I've ever seen. My husband and I looked at each other and said in unison, "What is that?" It had to have been at least 8 feet tall. It was white and covered in what looked like dreads. The dreads were flying and swinging as she walked, or he. I could see his left elbow peeking up from the far side of his body, maybe as if he was carrying something. It was walking, so its back was towards us, so I couldn't tell if it was a male or female. As it got to the side of the highway, it leaned down to put its right hand on the ground. There was a large drainage ditch in front of him or her, and was preparing to go down into it. I was so shocked. I looked straight ahead, but took a quick peek again as we came up next to it. I saw its heel, and again its swinging hair. We made it home and tried to tell our high school daughter about what we saw. She remembers that night and us trying to explain what we saw. I kept saying it was huge. Later in my mind, I tried to morph the shape and size into something more explainable. After my daughter graduated from college, she went to work for a zookeeper. Years later, I was going through the zoo where she worked. I was in front of an orangutan exhibit. The small female got up to move, and I was hit with a flashback. She was posed exactly like the creature that cold, snowy night years earlier. She had her hand down on the ground. Her hair was falling and swinging just the same way. Her left elbow was peeking up on the far side of her body in the same way. Only different was her size and color. My husband now says he doesn't remember any of it. Won't admit anything. Thanks for letting me tell my experience. If he needs to use my name, just my first name, please. Patricia. All right, Patricia, thanks for that. I think pretty sure you know what you saw now, right? And as far as your husband goes, I don't know how tight of a relationship you got with him, but you know what? For me, my inquisitive mind, I like to ask every single one of you who write in and share that fact, that point, that you don't talk about it anymore with your friend or your spouse. Maybe one time throw a couple beers in him or something and look him square in the eye and just ask him why he will never speak of that again. Find out why, because I'm really curious about that excuse, okay? I want to know why. What is it? Did it terrify them so bad they just they can't handle, they don't want to deal with it at all costs, make it go away? Is that it? I don't know. I haven't a clue. I haven't a clue what it is, but I am very, very curious. So maybe one time when he's in a good mood, you got a couple of beers in him or something, he's relaxed, just take him off guard, throw it in his face, and just ask him that one question. Just ask him why he will not talk about it anymore. Not what it was or what he thinks it is. Don't stress him out with that one. Just ask him why he won't talk to you about it anymore. I'd really, really like to hear the answer to that question from those people who refuse to acknowledge what they saw with somebody else. It's a very, very interesting point to me anyway. I don't know about anybody else, but